Hey, good story this one, Cornsey.
Definitely a good story because we're fixated with the Olympic Games.
Not far away.
It's not that far away, and boxing at the Olympic Games is an interesting sport because it's under strict amateur rules and the scoring is different. They wear a lot more protective gear, but some very good boxers have come through the Olympic Games. Cassius Clay, I guess, and
did Jeff Fennick?
Jeff Fennick did.
Yeah.
He certainly
won
did.
silver, I think.
Cassius won gold. Evander Holyfield. Who
He
else?
won gold.
There'd
be thousands.
There's thousands of them. And our next guest is a South Australian who qualified last weekend in the super heavyweight division.
Super heavyweight.
Johan Linde. Johan, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Johan.
Well, congratulations, mate. How long have you been boxing?
Well, I'm 28 now, and I started when I was 16. And I know about a 4-year break in between, so I guess it's been about 7 or 8 years dedicated boxing. So, yeah.
And that's always been amateur boxing?
Yeah, always amateur. Once you turn pro, you can't go back. So, you got to make the Olympics, you got to stay as an amateur.
So it's pretty strictly controlled amateur boxing, isn't it, in terms of are they all only three round bouts and the protective gear and the scoring all similar?
Yeah, they've. It's changed over the years. It used to be, 5 3-minute rounds, and it went to, I think, 4 3, then it went to 4 2 minutes, and now it's at 3 3-minute rounds.
Okay.
Hey, Johan, give us your size, your dimensions, and your reach. And
which ones?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'6", so I think that's $1.98 on the new scale.
Yeah. How much do you weigh?
I walk around 105, but I compete about 102, 103 kilos.
Okay, and your reach?
I don't know that one.
You've got long arms, obviously.
You'd have long arms.
Now, you've qualified, obviously, because they had the Oceania Championships. Was it last weekend?
Yeah, just literally on Sunday I fought for the final. So.
And you fought a big Fijian, is that right, or a Tongan? Big
Tongan fella, Junior Far. He was the favourite. He had pretty big raps on him. He's been around for years. I think he won a world championship in the youth 1 or 2 years ago, and went to the Commonwealth Games as well. So he kind of was the favourite, and I was the unknown. No one had really heard of me until I won the national title earlier this year. So.
And that automatically qualifies you then, Johan?
Yeah, well, you win the national title, you get to represent Australia at the Olympic qualifier in an Olympic year.
Yeah.
And then once you win the weight division in the Oceania, you get that one quota spot for Oceania in the Olympics.
So it'll be Australia's largest ever boxing team to London. 10 of you have qualified. That's amazing.
Yep, we had in the light heavyweights, Damien Hooper qualified last year through the World Championship process.
Yeah.
And then there were the 9 other weight divisions. We all won on the weekend. We all won the Oceania. So.
And what funding do you get, and who's now your coach? Can your coach take you through to London, or?
No, well, once you're on the national team, you're pretty much in the hands of the national coach, Don Abner, and his assistant, Mick Daly. And I'm pretty lucky because Mick Daly's a heavyweight specialist, and so he worked with me closely for about 5-6 weeks and got me ready for this big tournament.
But, of course, your local trainer is Colin Betty, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, Colin Betty, when I first walked into the gym when I was a skinny bean at about 16, he's known me ever since and he's looked after me. But when I walked in, he said, look, I'm retiring soon, mate. I better get someone else to look after you. 12 years later, he's still at the gym. So
Have you ever been smashed?
I've never been knocked out. No, never
good.
Taken a tumble.
But there wouldn't be many as tall as you. I mean, and if you're boxing at 102 at 6'6",
that's a big boy.
There wouldn't be that many who can compete with you physically, surely.
Well, I've never fought anyone taller than me, but to put it in perspective, at the national titles, I fought a New South Wales fella, and I think he was an Islander by heritage. Mm-hmm. He was 138 kilos. So, and then there was another guy that I fought that was about 118. And Junior Far, the Tongan I beat on the weekend, he's about 120. Oh,
how'd you go against the big Russian?
I did good. I put him down in the 3rd round, so that was...
Are you okay with the Olympic scoring system? It seems a bit of a mystery if you've watched any of the close ones. The guys seem to be actually scoring, but they don't register. You've really got to make sure you hit the blokes to get the point, I reckon.
Yeah, well, that's why, my coach kind of tells me if you knock them out, then it puts it beyond all doubt. So that's what you got to aim for.
Hey, Johan, what do you do for a living?
I work for the Department of Treasury and Finance here in the state government.
Oh, okay.
And they're pretty understanding. So, obviously being government, they're being quite flexible with my training and now heading off overseas for some tournaments before London. So
yeah, I think they are good like that with any of the Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
Tell us about your family. Well, I spoke to you before. You lost your father early in life.
Yeah, my father passed away when I was about 2.5 years old. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really. If it happened a bit later in life, it would have been harder for me because I don't have any memories. All I know is my mum. So, it's been just me and my mum here in Australia my whole life. Rest of the family's back in Estonia or scattered around Europe.
Were you born here?
Yeah, I was born and bred here. I'm pretty much as Aussie as they come.
So would your folks probably leaving Estonia? They would have an interesting story to tell. That would have been post-war, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've got a few letters and stuff about how my grandmother and my father left on a burning boat and went across to America, not on a burning boat, obviously on another one, but and then finally made their way to Australia here in the late 40s. And there's a quite an interesting story behind all that.
Did they have family here?
No, they made the long trip out. I'm actually named after the Estonian general who my grandfather was the bodyguard of during the war.
So your grandfather's the bodyguard of an Estonian general? Yeah,
his name was Johan Linde, and my father decided to name me after that Estonian general because my grandfather died protecting him. So
Linde is a famous name here in South Australia. There's a very famous basketballer, Werner Linde. Are you related?
Not that I know of. You might have to ask him, actually.
Well, it might be Linde, and he's tall and you're tall.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
So, but actually, how'd you get into boxing? Why at 16 did you walk into a boxing gym?
Well, I guess me and a friend of mine at school, we just, boxing's got that kind of tough kind of attitude, and we were young kids, we wanted to be tough as well, so we looked up 2 gyms in the city. One didn't answer the phone. The ASG Boxing Club did, and we went in there, and I've been there ever since.
Wow.
Now, ASG, that's the Aboriginal Sobriety Group, isn't it?
Yes.
So, and who do you work out with around there? Colin Betty's your coach, but what sort of are the other athletes there?
Yeah, Johnny Weitra there. He's had a bit of exposure in the media and stuff, and he's been probably quite successful of recent times out of there.
Yeah.
But Colin Betty's trained dozens of Australian champs in the amateurs and the professionals. He's been around since the 60s and 70s.
Great South Australia. The firefighter, of course, by profession. So what will you do after the Olympic Games? Are you tempted to go professional?
No, look, I mean, actually, if I didn't win the national title this year, which obviously would have meant that I couldn't go for the Oceania title, I was thinking about it because I can't get any fights. Like when you get the big guys, you always get a big bouncer or something that wants to have come in the amateurs and have a fight. But when it comes to the higher level, it's hard to get fights against big guys. So if I didn't win, I was thinking about it just to get because I just want to compete. I don't really. Yeah. I just want to get some fights under my belt, and you train so hard in the gym, you want to kind of then put it into practice in the ring.
Are you good technically?
Well, I've definitely improved a lot. My Colin Betty kind of has looked after me over the years, but a person that's worked with me very closely, 2 people. Mick Campion is the state coach, and he trained me for a couple of years, and he's really worked a lot with me technically, and also Paul Panos.
Okay.
Hey, when do you head over? And what will you do before you go over? Will you have any bouts before you actually compete for the Olympics?
Yeah, well, look, I've been told, to get my bags ready and ready to head off to China on Tuesday.
Wow!
And apparently the super heavyweight over there, he's about 6'1" and 7'1" and about 150 kilos.
Whoa!
Oh, Johan, so you're going to have a bit of a ding dong with him.
I think they got Yao Ming or something to
oh, he's going to snap you in half.
Use your pace, mate.
Use your pace. Dance around.
I got the speed. It's like.
Oh, mate, how exciting's for you? Have you had to pinch yourself as it's settled in? You are going to the London Olympics, Johan.
Yeah, it's pretty. Look, I wanted a national title. That's what I wanted. That was the bee's knees for me. And as soon as we won the national title, the national coach came up to me and said, "Mate, this is just the beginning. mate. He's going to go all the way. And, mate, I'm shaking right now. You know, it's awesome. I can't believe it.
Well, Johan, we're good mates with Barry Hall. Why don't we just get a little bit of a ding-dong happening for him? How'd you go against the Big Baz, you reckon?
Oh, mate, look, I don't know. As a footballer, what a legend. You know, he was awesome, and I think he gave out a few left hooks as well on the field.
Did you play any other sport?
Yeah, actually, I played footy last year down at Blackwood, but I only played about 8 games at the start of the season. And the ones there because look, footy's such a demanding sport. You need the time to give. You know, your body's got to rest after a game and stuff, and you're trying to juggle the 2 sports. I mean, I train 10 times a week for boxing, so I can't do it all. You know.
Yeah, footy's so hard and boxing's so easy, huh?
So are you fit, Johan? Some of those super heavyweights have got a bit of a gut in them. Have you got a 6-pack?
Well, I've got one in the fridge. I'm coming though. I don't know. I'll ask my girlfriend. She's here. Have I got a six? Yeah, she says I've got a 6-pack.
Well, mate, well done.
We're wrapped for you. That is fantastic. South Australian boy off to the Olympics.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Look, I appreciate you talking to me, and look, I hope SA gets behind me because I'm SA through and through, and I'm the only one that made it through. So I really hope that I can, you know, bring home the goods.
We'll be following you.
We're following you, mate. All the best. It's a great story.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Well done. That's Johan Linde. Now, Johan qualified as our only South Australian boxer to go to the Olympic Games.
Biggest team we've ever sent, 10 athletes, and he's one of them.
And he did that by winning the Oceania Championship. Yes. And they had one spot in Oceania in his division, which is super heavyweight. He's 6'6" and weighs 105 kilograms. I think he boxes 102. Boxes 102.
And he's got a 6-pack.
That would be hard to handle, wouldn't it?
Oh, well done. Johan Linde. We'll follow him. Super heavyweight. He is off to the Olympics.
Well done, young fella.